Welcome to the Library Introduction for Trinity College Foundation Studies. I hope that this video will show you that our library is much, much more than a room full of books. Our library is in the Evan Burge building of the Parkville campus, close to the Gateway building. The library is on the first floor. Our library is called the Leeper Library. The Leeper Library is your library too. This is the library team. I'm Heather. I'm the person on the right-hand side of your screen at the moment. Next to me is Natasha, then Kitty and Paul. When you come into the library, be sure to come and say hello to us. We're very friendly. And we are here to help. The library is open Monday to Thursday from 9:30 in the morning until 7:30 at night. Over summer, we close at 6 o'clock. And every Friday, it's 9:30 to 5 p.m. all year round. Best way to tell, though, is if the open sign is on the door, you know the library's open. And if it says closed, then you better come back another time. You can find our library catalogue and website any time of day or night. You don't have to be in the library. And you can find it on TCOL from the library tab at the top of the page. It's also linked on the Trinity portal. And we have a short URL, bit.ly/leepermol, which will also take you straight to this page. From the library page, we have a special tab for foundation studies. There's some information there about what you can borrow. And if you scroll down, there's further links to other resources and information about Melbourne University, which I will talk about a bit more later. You can also connect with us on social media, and we love to answer questions or have your comments about what's going on in the library through Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, and our address is @Leeper Library on all of those. We have a YouTube channel, which we are hoping to build upon, and you can always email us at library@trinity.unimelb.edu.au. You'll also find those social media links down the bottom of the library webpage. So the library is for you to come in to study and research, to come and read a book, whether it's for your studies or just for pleasure, for you to borrow the books to read for pleasure or to use for your studies, and also for printing and photocopying. When you come in, we're happy for you to bring some food in with you. We know students get very hungry, but please make sure there's a lid on your drink and don't bring hot, smelly, greasy food. And please just put your rubbish in the bin when you finish. That'll be great, thanks. Now, when you need to print and photocopy, you'll have your Trinity student card and it's already loaded with credit, and hopefully that might be enough to last you. You can print direct using your iPad, or you can use the library computers. Now, the printing and photocopying obviously costs, but you can scan and have the document sent to yourself by email, and that's free. And it also saves some trees. I'm going to leave it to other people to show us around the collections. I will pause there. When you search the catalogue, sometimes you'll find ebooks as well as print books. These ebooks can be accessed directly from this catalogue page. For example, here, click here to view ebook about modernism. You'll need to log in with your Trinity login. Just the username and password, not the full email address. And on this page, you then have some options about downloading a whole book, which usually means you can have it for 7 days, download just one chapter, or you can actually read the book online. So that's worth remembering. When there's an ebook that you find on the catalogue, there's different ways to use it, but generally all very accessible on your iPad. Another thing you'll find on the library homepage is ePlatform. ePlatform is another source of ebooks and also audiobooks, but this time these are all books that you might read or listen to for pleasure. They are fiction, mostly fiction books. We'll click on the link and have a quick look at ePlatform. Now, our e-platform here, Trinity College, the University of Melbourne. So you can just see that there's a range of different things here. This section here, FSP, Foundation Studies Program, Oxford Bookworms, these are books that have been put there specially for you because they are books that will help you with learning and understanding English, but they're also great books to read. And most of these have the audiobook embedded in them, so you can listen and read at the same time. Other books that we have on here are just audiobooks or ebooks. I'll leave it now to Jade to show you how you can access all these wonderful resources on your iPad or phone.
Today I'm going to show you how you can access our ebook service through your mobile device. First things first, you need to go to your Play Store or whatever the equivalent is on an iPhone and type in Wheeler's Books. There we go. Wheeler's eBooks, sorry. The one that you want is the third option. So that's called e-platform by Wheeler's. And click on install. So once it has finished downloading, open up the app. You'll be prompted straight away to find your library. So in our case, we'll press that button and type in Trinity College. Ah, look, I don't even have to type the whole thing, it's already there up the top. Trinity College, University of Melbourne, Victoria. Once you find our college, then you can start browsing straight from the home screen. The librarians here have been really helpful and curated a couple of collections for you already. Or you can click in the search bar up the top and type in the book that you want to read. Oh, Prisoner of Azkaban. That's my favorite Harry Potter. Okay, once you've selected your book, you'll see a sign in button. This is where you will use your single sign in to access the ebooks. So the same email and password that you use to access anything else here at Trinity College. Once you have signed in, then you can access the book. Look inside is a preview of the book, so you can see if you'd want to borrow it or not. It looks like the book I've chosen though is already on loan, so somebody else has it. If this happens, then you can click on the blue reserve button and you'll be notified when the book is returned, so then you can borrow it. And when you put a book on reserve, then it goes into your reserve list. So I can see right now that I have one book reserved under my account. And that is how you access our ebook service on a mobile device. Do remember that when you are finished with the book, to hit the return button. This makes sure that the book is available for anyone else to borrow after you.
A couple more things that I'd like to show you on the library homepage, although I'm not going to go into a great deal of detail today, are these two here. We have the Gale Virtual Reference Library and the Gale Academic One file. Now, the Gale Virtual Reference Library is a whole online collection of encyclopedias and books that provide lots of fantastic, really good factual information. Now, I know for a fact that your teachers would prefer you to use the Gale Virtual Reference Library instead of Wikipedia if you're just trying to find a place to source some factual information. There's some great stuff in there, really well worth looking at. Now, the other thing, the Academic One file, very similar in the way that you search and use it to the Gale Virtual Reference Library, but the material that you find here are academic journals and magazines and news items. So instead of being actual books, these are the sorts of things that you would find either in a magazine or in a very academic journal. Both of these are great sources of information when you're doing any kind of research assignment, and down the track I think you'll find we'll make some videos that show you a little bit more about how to use both of these sources. As a Trinity College Foundation Studies student, you are able to use and borrow from the University of Melbourne as well. So you can borrow from their special high use collection, which reflects a lot of the same material that we have in our high use collection. When you do want to borrow, you need to use your Trinity student card. You can also study at the University of Melbourne libraries, and they are open later and on the weekends, which is great because we're not open quite those hours. You can also use University of Melbourne databases only via our library website. you'll see on the Foundation Studies page that I mentioned earlier, scroll down to the bottom, you'll get to University of Melbourne Libraries. You'll see this tab here, Discovery. That is the only way that you can access Melbourne University databases and ebooks and actually read them. So use that search, use Discovery to search for that material through the University of Melbourne. You can search their general catalogue, of course, but you'll find a lot of material there that is only actually accessible to Melbourne University students. Now, the Melbourne University Library team have put together a really good LibGuide to help you, particularly for History of Ideas, for using the Melbourne University Library. So I highly recommend you go onto this page, click on this link and look at the information there. They've made a great video that shows you how to get what happens when you arrive at the Baillieu Library, where to go to get to the high use collection and how to borrow and so on. Really good stuff. I highly recommend that you go and have a look. Once you're here, it's as easy as just typing in some search words. You need to think about what are the most significant words in what you're looking for, so these and ands and so on are not useful. I know that some of you are doing a topic about Augustine and happiness. I'm going to put those two words in for starters. Let's see what we get. Oh, that's a shame. Got nothing. Often less is actually more. So let's just try searching for Augustine. And this time we've got 160 results. It's a lot of books to look through to see which one is actually going to be useful to you. So I'm going to just show you a little tip here. On the side here, there's some different ways that you can limit the search results. That means it gets rid of things that are not relevant. So you might only want to have books, which is a good idea for this activity. But what I really want to point out to you is this section here where it says FSP, standing for Foundation Studies Program, Reserve, Overnight Loan. These are books that have been selected by your teachers to be the most relevant to things done in the Foundation Studies Program. And how about that? We're down to 7 results. And each of those you will find are only available in our high use collection. I'll show you what I mean by that. Let's click on this first title. Foundation Studies Program, Reserve Overnight Loan. That's the shelf number and it's in the high use collection. If it was in the general library collection, it would just say Leeper Library or book collection. If it was a fiction book, it would say it's in the fiction collection, but obviously you're not looking for fiction books here. In our next video, we'll show you how to get from here to the actual book on the shelf.
Right, I've identified the book that I'd like to find, Augustine of Hippo, a biography, and I can see it's on the high use collection shelf, and this is the call number, the number that's on the spine of the book, so I've written this down here to help me remember. So let's go over to the high use collection and see if we can find the book. So here we are at the high use collection, and the books are on the shelves in order of numbers, so the lowest numbers are down to my left, going all the way up to the 900s down to my right. So 230, I'm on 190 here, 200, here we go, 230.1 AUG, that's the book that I wanted to find. If the book that you're looking for said that it was in the main collection, it'll be on these shelves that are all the way around the library, on the walls all the way around the edge. There's a lot of books here. Again, they start with the low numbers down the far end of the library and work their way around, but obviously that can be quite tricky, so always remember, if you're having trouble finding the right shelf, the library staff are all here to help you. Alright, now I'm ready to borrow the book that I found on the shelf. It's a good idea to have a look at the spine, because on there you will see some notes about how long you can borrow it. This book is an overnight loan. Some of the high use books are for 3 days and some of them are for 7 days, and occasionally you'll even see one that is 2 hours only, which really means it can only be used in the library. So an overnight loan, so that's until the next business day at 1 o'clock. So we're going to borrow. The first thing we need to do, come over to the self-check machine and put the book actually on the plate here. And we select borrow items. And now we get our student card and scan it. And almost instantly, there it is, the name of the book's listed there. The due date is the 6th, so it's Friday today, that's next Monday. I'm going to finish with a receipt. And on the receipt, it actually says it's due on the 6th of the 5th at 1300, that's 1 p.m. So all overnight loans are due back by 1 p.m. the following day, or the following Monday if it's Friday. So it's really important to remember that.
When the library is closed, you can return your books in this chute, but during opening hours, you have to go inside the library and return your books inside the library. So when the library is open, you can return your books into the return chute inside the library. And just remember, high-use books are due back 1 o'clock the next day, but if you borrow them on Friday, they're due back on Monday. So to return, just drop it in the chute.
Hi, I'm Natasha from the Leeper Library. Today I'm going to show you around the recreational reading collection.
Young Adult offers a wide range of stories focused on teenage characters. It includes popular genres such as mystery, romance, science fiction, humour, fantasy, and much more. Anyone can enjoy young adult books. They are as popular with adults as they are with teenage readers. Our fiction collection also spans many genres such as thrillers, crime, paranormal romance, fantasy, classics, and many more. It is arranged alphabetically by author surname. Our growing collection of graphic novels includes classics like Persepolis, interpretations of Shakespeare, and popular modern works like Heartstopper. True Stories includes interesting personal accounts of the lives of famous actors, politicians, artists, and celebrities. Our Indigenous fiction collection focuses on works written by Aboriginal Australian and Torres Strait Islander authors. This collection has the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander flags on book spines.
These are the magazines. So the new copies are kept on the top, and the old editions are kept down below. And down below they're all organised by alphabetical order. And some of the religious magazines, the older copies, are kept in the back room, so just ask the library staff if you want us to get them for you.